on this tiny little Greek island, and oh boy, I got stuff going on. First is putting together the painting challenge. We are doing a landscape painting challenge. I'm gonna upload it later, maybe tomorrow, when I get everything in place, and I want to make sure that it is going to work. But what I'm focusing on for this landscape painting challenge is doing like studies, small studies, 30 minutes, maybe 30 to 40-minute landscape painting, which will get us to focus on working from large masses to small and not getting stuck in details, because landscape painting especially can be wow. You can get really stuck and hung up on things that really aren't necessary. So one of the ways to get the actual foundational level of putting a painting together in here and coming through your fingertips are to do challenges like this. So doing them very quickly, doing small studies, and getting them, getting yourself in practice, becoming, training yourself to see like an artist and not every little detail in the photograph, it has to do with squinting and getting the large shapes and the right value. So the challenge is going to be focused on landscape painting, large shapes, and the right value, and putting that together. And then if you get all of those basic things done quickly, then you can go in and start piddling with the details. And, another thing that we're going to be focusing on is the consistency of your oil paints. We're going to be starting using thin layers in the beginning stages, and especially in the background areas and the shadow areas, and then moving towards more impasto painting when we get into the light areas, but not everywhere. Because if you've got a whole painting full of impasto for the types of painting that we're going to be doing, it's not going to work. So that is where my focus is. And we're going to have to figure out, I need to put the details together. So some of the things that I am doing in my studio, another thing of brushes. I just put up a video on my channel that talks about when you get new brushes, here are my new brushes, just start painting with them, or should there be a little process that you do before you start painting with them? And I personally have my own little process. And plus, some of these brushes, these ones, I got two of these, and they were full of like this crusty gunk. And, they were on sale. All of these brushes that I got were big, huge sale. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with them, right? But actually nothing was wrong with them. They just had this stuff on it. And, I went through the process of doing that. But then I went through and weeded out all of the brushes that I never use, that are really old and really torn up. And I've kept just a few of them, that that are still workable, that are not a complete mess, right? Like this one here is kind of a mess, but it's still workable, and I like the size. And in the beginning stages of a painting, when I'm scrubbing in, these work great. And so I'm keeping them. Like I'm not getting rid of all the brushes, but I got rid of like this amount. And so now I have like a new set of oil painting brushes. I've got my palette knives in here. I've got my pencil in here. I always have a pencil around. One of these little hooky things, and just because I use it when I go out plein air painting, and I like to have them around. Also, I have, these are the brushes that I've been using, and they're still fine. And I have my my palette knives that I'm using, but they need to, hold on a sec. They've got paint stuck on there. Can you see that? Like right in there, and some up here, and you can see here, like there's dried gunky paint on it. And look at the back of this one. And I'm gonna fix that. It's not so much a problem with oil painting, depending though how you want to use the palette knife. If you've got the palette knife and you just want to use a sharp edge, you really shouldn't have any paint stuck on there, right? So that you can effectively use the sharp edge. So I'm gonna get rid of that. And I have my little way of doing it. I think I'm gonna do a video on it because I'm sure there's other people out there who have palette knives that are with dried paint on it. And will it be a problem for their painting? Or maybe you just want to clean it off. So, I've got this trusty little razor thingy, which I use as a palette scraper. This one is so old that it's actually nearly broken. I have to hold this while I'm scraping, otherwise it'll drop it back. So it's I need a new one, but I haven't been able to find them here in Greece at the art store. So I'm gonna when I come to the States in September, I will be going to the States. So I will get me a few of them at the art store. So I'm going to do a thing, but what I usually do is, it's just basically scraping off with something like this, or with a knife even. And yeah, so I'm going to do like a quick tip little video on how I do that. My other thing is I've got, I pulled this out the other day, and I think I showed you guys, right, whoever was here. And I'm going to put linseed oil in here. And it's going to be quite a bit of linseed oil that I'm just going to let the brushes rest in. So the question is, do I use like the refined linseed oil, the good stuff, artist quality, or do I just use regular linseed oil like I can get at the hardware store? Even here on the island, I can find it. And for me, the answer to that question is I'm just going to use the regular unrefined linseed oil. But you guys, y'all know, right? When you're oil painting, your brushes cannot have like really crappy oil on them. So there's a process to actually using regular unrefined linseed oil. You can also use like sesame seed oil that you cook with, or corn oils and things like that. But again, when you pick up your brush to use it, you have to get it out of the bristles before you put it on your painting. And I only suggest doing this for when you're doing studies, when you're practicing, when you're, it's not going to be like a big painting that you're putting up for sale that you want to be archival. And so the way for me, I'm gonna like just give this to you guys. So you've got like your crappy linseed oil or any kind of oil in here that you're just using, you can let your brushes sit in here, right? Can you see that? You just let them sit there in the oil, and you can let them sit there for months if you happen to not get back to your painting. And they will be just fine. The oil paint will not have dried in, and it's beautiful for the brush, for the hairs on your brush. It's just a great way to do your painting. But then you take it out, and the first thing you need to do is like really wipe it down, like get all the extra oil out that you can get. And then you have a jar of turpentine, right? That you can use. Look at this thing is broken. I have to wrap it up when I go out plein air painting. But you know, like I just have this older jar of turpentine that's, you know, it's got paint in it. It's kind of gunky. So I will wash it off in here and dry it off and maybe dip it again and wash it off again. And then I'll take the good stuff and give it a final wash through, right? And by that time, you've pretty much got everything out and you really don't need to worry about it. Again, this is for studies. Like, don't do this process, you know, don't do this process in a big painting, something that you're selling if you're doing commission work. And also, listen, if you can get to an art store and it's great and you can buy like refined linseed oil and it's like not massively expensive and you can do it, go do that. Obviously, put the good stuff in here right away. And then you don't have to go through that whole process. I mean, you're just really taking out this second step. That's really all you're doing. So, you know, do whatever works for you. I'm not able to put artist grade linseed oil in here because I don't have any right now, and of course there's no art store nearby. And the linseed oil, the refined stuff, the good stuff, is still pretty expensive here. And as you all know, I'm not in a position right now to be splurging on my paints, although I would love to be. I would love it. Hello, my dear Corby. Hello, Corby. Nice to have you here. So those are the things going on in my studio. So I'm preparing everything, getting this painting challenge ready, but it is going to be like a 30-minute, I'll say 30 to 40 minute, because, you know, I should just say like it's going to be 30 minutes and that's it. But I'm a neurodivergent type person, and I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe this way, maybe that way. Trying to get everybody in focused on putting a landscape painting together really quickly, and doing little studies and getting the main points down. Because if you get that groundwork in, then when you go to paint anything, it's there. It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen. So my question is lying in the time frame of it and how it might work. So I'm working on that part. It needs to be enough days. Some people have suggested like getting together once a week and doing it, and like doing it for like the next 3 months or something. Maybe. Others are like, let's just do like a half an hour, like twice a week, and, you know, just kind of make it workable that way. Maybe. And then there's the other idea of just doing like 10 straight days or, 2 weeks of like we're going to do 30 minutes every day. It's painting challenge. That is quite a challenge. So that's also another option. I have to look forward in I'm not sure that I can do that, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'm gonna keep that up. It's all coming in. I think tomorrow I will I'll have it all set up. But I do know that it's going to be small little paintings. Maybe not big, huge, lot of detailed landscapes, but definitely how the landscape comes together. So we'll do different types of photo references and just kind of doing a timed painting to see how it goes. Then the next question is how actually to set that up. Most people, when they come to do challenges, they're not actually doing the painting with me, but watching, because we're not all on the same time frame. It doesn't always work, and most people will watch it and then they'll do their timed painting practice on their own. That is one option. But then again, of course, we can just do we're just come in, we'll set up, and everybody just paints for a half an hour, and then we talk about it. So we'll see. We'll see. If you have any suggestions of something that you like, something that works for you, that would be helpful for me to know. Do you want to do it live together, like once or twice a week? Or I will do a pre painted one, and then when we come live together, then I can talk through what's happening, which is easier for me because I can talk and I can focus on, your questions, the things that you're thinking about, and kind of go through that. That's what happened in the last one when we did the lemon challenge. Even though we did them live, the times that I did them, when I pre-filmed them and then came on live with you guys, and I was able to talk through the painting and answer questions, it felt more well, it was easier for me because I don't have to talk and paint at the same time, which can be difficult for artists to do, including me, right? So those are my thoughts. If you have any ideas, let me know. But I think I'm going with that. They're going to be like 30-minute challenges, and it can be just like painting a tree with a background in the sky and the foreground, that kind of thing, just to get the elements of the landscape in place. The other idea I have on that is doing the tree, the sky, the background, foreground, doing different elements of the landscape, and then maybe once a week coming together and doing a live painting together where we just kind of pull it all together and do a painting for a few hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours, however long it takes, right? That is another option that I'm kind of liking that idea as well. So I shall see. I'll let you all know. Yeah, so that's it, you guys. I'm going to get back to putting all this stuff together, and got my new brushes ready to go. Excited to do a painting. So yeah. All right. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Have a great weekend. Be inspired, be creative, be you, and just fully enjoy everything. Okay. It's a gorgeous day today. I'm kind of excited, as you can tell. Talk to y'all later. Bye.